Good morning. In today's class, I am going to teach you, globalization and the Indian economy. In today's video, my dear students, you are going to learn about how India became a global economy. Is that clear? Or how globalization of India took place. Understood? Or globalization of Indian economy took place. Is that clear? So, globalization and the Indian economy. When you read this term, the globalization and the Indian economy, you look at what is globalization and then you look at how Indian economy became global, understood, or Indian economy got impacted by the globalization of India. Is that clear? You know, if you look at the word globe, what is globe? Globe stands for the earth. Another meaning of the word earth is globe. Global means to go global, to become understood, a part of the world. When you become a part of the world means when you join yourself with all the countries of the world, when you succeed in mixing yourself, understood, with the whole world, then you become global. Is that clear? Globalization is what I have just told you. Another thing, your economy, the Indian economy. When you become global, your economy also, understood, become global economy. If you look at how India developed or Indian economy developed, you will see that we got our independence on 15th August 1947. Understood? But as we as a country got ruled by the Britishers, understood, by the British, for more than 200 years. Understood? Naturally, soon after independence, we did not allow foreign trade. Understood? We did not invite FDI, foreign direct investment, because of our previous experience. Right? What was the previous experience? The British as businessmen entered India. They profited from doing business with the Indian government under different kings in India, because India was not as strong as it is today. India was not like it is today. India was fragmented. In India there were as many as 1,000 rulers, princely states. That was how India ran. Understood? When the British did not enter. When the British entered, they saw India to be fragmented, because there were many thousands of, hundreds of, understood, princely states, and they were not united. And that was the reason initially they took what? The permit to do business in India. And it was the Delhi Emperor Jahangir who gave Captain Cook the permit to do business in India. That is called Forman. And after that, what happened? They started doing business. Understood? And they started doing business in Bangla, Bihar, Odisha. Understood? In southern part of India. And after that, with the passage of time, they took control of India. The first thing that they did was they defeated whom? Nawab Shirazdullah in the Battle of Palasi. That took place in 1700 when? 57. Do you get it? Indian economy, we understood the impact of foreign rule and foreign business. When the country was ruled by the British, who benefited? Who benefited? The English benefited, because they ran the country and they benefited from import and exports. Everything was done on the basis of
Input and export.
how they benefited from their presence in India. Understood? They did everything just to profit. And the profit in business, understood, benefited the British interest or British government. Is that clear? Whatever East India Company did, understood, was for the benefit of their government in Great Britain. Is that clear? And we became a part of British Empire. Is that clear? That's how the country was ruled for more than 200 years. Is that clear? After independence, this was the reason there were trade barriers were imposed. Indian businessmen, tiny businessmen were there soon after independence. The whatever businessmen we had, there were businessmen, but the businessmen were not as strong as they are today. Maybe there was businessmen. They were not as big as those outside India. Understood? Because in European countries and America, there were big businessmen who could do foreign trade. So India, because of its experience, understood from different trading companies that set up their offices in India and how they benefited from their businesses, understood, in India. And we actually, the first thing that we did, we prevented the foreign companies from entering into our country. And with the passage of time after independence, we just changed with time. With the passage of time after independence, gradually we made up some changes in our laws, understood, according to the need of time, understood, and then demand, understood, of the people, the country demand for certain things, understood. We changed with the passage of Indian and the Indian demand, understood, clear? Indians and Indians demands, understood. How? Suppose Indian people wanted to be, gradually Indians wanted to go outside for higher studies, understood, after independence. Then we collaborated, we signed different treaties with different countries, and then we wanted them to allow our students to read in the universities. That's how we changed, gradually we changed, and this changed, understood, our perception towards other. Later, we way back in the 80s and in especially during the regime or during Manmohan Singh's regime or Manmohan Singh's period, we invited foreign direct investment. Why? Because Indian economy was not as strong as it is today. If you do not, sign treaties, understood, if you do not allow the foreign companies to invest in India, your economy cannot grow. Clear? This is the reason we invited foreign direct investment. And that was the reason why we have lifted the trade barriers that we imposed. Because soon after independence, we felt that Indian economy has to be reshaped. Understood? And for reshaping Indian economy, we did not allow foreign direct investment. But after, with the passage of time, we did it. Why? We did it to let Indian economy grow. Do you get it? Then, in 1991-92, we allowed foreign direct investment. When they invested in our country, the country's businessmen benefited. People benefited from foreign direct investment. Why? They benefited. Why did they benefit? Even the economy, Indian economy, also got an impetus. It means Indian economy also boomed, also developed, isn't it? Due to the presence of foreign what? Companies in our country.
Country.
Why? Why does it do? How does it do? Do you know? Suppose I'm telling you, even during Manmohan Singh's government or regime or period, what we found was Indian economy was not like it is now. Under Modi government, what do you see? Lot of changes happened. Indian economy, what? Became the fourth largest economy or third largest economy now. And we are going to be what? What economy? Triple trillion. Understood? We became 5 trillion economy, and now we are going to be the third largest economy in the world. Understood? We have taken the place of, we have already replaced UK, and I think even Japan is behind us. We have become the third largest economy in the world. Have we become the third largest economy or fourth largest economy?
Third.
Third. Because we succeeded in replacing whom? Japan. Right? Now, US, China and India. These are the biggest economies in the world. Right or not? So, how did India? If you look at the story of how India became a third largest economy in the world. How did we become? Can you tell me? It is only because of our decisions to change ourselves and to implement, understood, changes or to make changes in our policies, in our laws, understood. We made international trade friendly laws, understood. We have brought about changes. We have changed our labor laws. We have what? Made the business atmosphere in India conducive for foreign investment. Understood? We invited the foreign companies to invest in India. Like during Modi regime, what we have found? Modi said, make in India. What does it mean? If you come and invest in India, if you make from India, what will happen? The Indians will get job opportunities. The first thing. Second, Indian economy will what? Boom. Will grow. Understood? Suppose India as a country is GDP. India's GDP is this amount. Uh, I'm just deciding an amount. India is now, for example, I'm telling you, 1000 billion economy. Oh no, 100 billion economy. Okay. Then the foreign companies with their assets, with their money, understood? There are companies whose money, whose asset is more than that of a country. Big companies, asset is more than that of a country. Understood? Total budget of a company is more than that of a country. Asset. Understood? So, if a company has got capital that is more than that of a country, that company is not an ordinary company. If that company manufactures something in your country and distributes all over the world, understood, through MNCs, what will happen? Whose country will benefit? Your country's economy will benefit. You are a 100 billion economy. Now that company, which is also a 100 billion company, understood? If that invests half its money in India, what is this? India's money is now 150 billion. If it uses half its money, 100 billion company investing half their capital. Capital, you understand? Half their money to do business with the Indians or Indian government. What will happen? Your economy became 150 billion. You get it? That's how many companies with the capitals are investing in India. And what are the other chances? Do you know? if the other companies are coming to India and to invest, suppose I'm telling you, if there was one company, for example, Pranay group of companies, they had their 5 plants, understood? All right, and there are some little companies were there in India that actually, how did they benefit? There are many US, there are big companies in US. They collaborated when India allowed FDI, foreign direct investment. Understood? What happened? Those companies from US, China, Japan started investing in India. Understood? And what happened? Those companies looked for partners in India. They looked at the what? Total budget, total capital of a company operating in India. They said, okay, fine. If you are selling this in India, what I will do? Suppose, for example, I am telling you, toy makers. Try to listen to me. Are you listening to me? Toy makers, or car manufacturers, or candle makers, or mobile phone manufacturing companies, Apple, even medicine companies. When they found, then they are saying, okay, fine. Which products are you making? These are the things we are making. Okay. Then they are saying, we are a big brand. We want to invest in India because India allowed FDI. Understood? How can you allow FDI? You have lifted up the trade barriers. Barriers means obstacles. First you what? Boarded up the foreign investment. Now you remove the hurdles, you remove the barriers. Understood? Now they can enter your country. The foreign businesses can enter your country. Now what will they do before they enter into a country? Can they do business independently? No. They will look for partners. They will look for areas where they can invest. Then they saw India is the biggest market. 100 billion, 150 crore people. So it's a big market. To reach the people, what should we do? So we have to look for like-minded partners. Understood? The tiny businesses, business houses, or business farms that were running business in India, we have to collaborate with them. We have to sign treaties with them. They signed treaties. The Kargil group signed treaty with Pranay group in India, and it was, suppose it was a 200,000 crore company, and now as that is 100 billion company, if signing with a 200 crore company in India, what will happen? Who will benefit? This Pranay group will develop, and they will say, no, we will give our name. From now onwards, we want your name to cease to exist. I don't want your name. Understood? As we are investing in India, I am giving you this amount of money. Understood? As security deposit, for our brand to work wonders in India, we want you to do the marketing for us in India. We will give foreign equipments. Understood? I'm telling you, we are using Indian machines to manufacture certain goods. For example, toys. Those qualities of the toys will be better. The qualities produced with the best machines in the world will be much better than those produced in our country with the machines in our country, the existing machinery. Understood what I am saying? The machines that we use to produce those goods will be much better if they are produced with the latest technologies. If the latest technologies are used to produce things, they will be much better than those we are producing. Our companies in India producing. Naturally, what happened? The qualities of the goods produced will be much better or not than the previous ones Indians were selling. Understood? In the same way, if you look at the mobile market, understood? Previously we did not have what? Smartphones. Then with the passage of time, we began to get different names, brands. These companies entered India. Why? It is because of FDI, foreign direct investment. Many companies set up their what plants, understood? They manufactured their goods in India, they made in India, make in India campaign, understood? They made in India. As a result, the price of mobile phones fell, and the ordinary people can buy a smartphone for rupees only 10,000, 5,000. Earlier, buying a mobile phone was a dream for the ordinary people of India, isn't it? Now they can easily buy any phone. Why? It is because of the presence of FDI, presence of different companies. Now we have choices, we can make choices. Now, if you think the Oppo is not good, you can go for Vivo. If you think no, Vivo, I don't find it important to use the same phone. I would like to use Apple. That is iPhone. Using iPhone can get me draw others' attention towards me. If you use a iPhone, everybody will be the talk of the town. Everybody will be talking about you because of what you are carrying in your hand, because of the phone, iPhone. Everybody will say, oh my God, he has become a talk of the town because he has got a 1 lakh rupees phone in his hand, or 50,000 rupees phone in his hand. And because of different features and different added advantages there. If different features that you can enjoy, and iPhone is much better because of certain facilities, isn't it? Facilities are higher than those of the Vivo, Samsung, isn't it? Android phones, other Android phones. So you will go for iPhone, Apple. So what is this? These things became possible only because of foreign direct investment. And a economy gets liberal or becomes liberal due to the fact that when we can make, liberal, do you know what you understand liberal? When you are open to all, when you see everybody as your own, understood? So there are trade barriers. Once you lift the trade barriers, understood? If you open the gate, understood? What will happen? Everybody can enter into your house. So opening the trade barriers or lifting the trade barriers, understood, is like opening the door to the world. Now everybody can feel free to enter India. Understood? So this is how Singapore became one of the what? Most powerful economy in the world. Singapore, tiny country, but a big economy, strong economy, isn't it? Why? Because they allowed foreign direct investment. And now it is the most beautiful city, the most powerful economy. So what makes you big is your connection with the whole world. And you are sailing in the same boat with the whole world. Do you get me what I'm saying? Is there any? So how can you become a liberal economy? When you remove the trade barriers. Understood? And how does an economy become global? If you want your country to be a global economy, if you want to be global, if you want globalization to take place in a country, how can it happen? It can happen only when MNCs. What are MNCs? Do you know? Multinational corporations. There are many companies that, understood, manufacture their goods. Apple, if you call it a MNC, there is no mistake. Multinational corporation or company. Tata, it is also a MNC. Why? Their Tata Consultancy Services is operating in America. Understood? They have Ford Motor. It's under Tata Group and it is working outside India. Understood? They are also employing people outside India and they are operating, manufacturing different products outside. Suppose if you Ford Motor or any company, I'm telling you, listen to me, are you? What is that?
No, no.
Why are you looking at your phone? Okay, I really feel sad if you look at something that is right in front of you. Are you trying to kill towards you? Also?
No, no.
Don't do that. Okay, fine. Now, the attention is important because the subject is I'm only delivering my lecture in English today. Understood? I'm not delivering it in Bengali or Hindi. Suppose you have to write the answers to all the questions in English only as you are a CBSE student. You get me what I'm saying? When you are supposed to write the answers to these questions, so you better understand them in English first, then I will explain them in Hindi and Bengali. Understood? These are the languages that you speak and understand. Understood? One is your mother tongue and the other is the national, like national language, though it's not national language. Understood? Widely spoken language, Hindi. Do you get it what I'm saying? Now, if you have understood what is this, how does a company, how does economic become global? It becomes, economy of a country becomes global, understood, with the help of MNCs. What do the MNCs do? If a company from America enters your country, understood, what will it do? It will look for partners to tie up, isn't it? They will sign treaty with different companies existing in India, producing these products, understood? And what will these companies say? The companies coming from outside India, what will they say to the country's company which existed earlier? What will they say? They will say that if you are using this machine to produce these goods, we are going to supply you with the latest technologies, understood? The best machines for producing these toys or some other products or some mobile phones, understood? So you are getting the what? The best machines, the latest technologies which will be producing more finished products, will be much better than those we produced earlier. Do you get it what I'm saying? Now, this is how they are producing, and those things that they produce now, the things you produce with the help of what? MNCs or the biggest companies from outside the country will be what? Selling like hotcakes or not? If the Apple produces or manufactures iPhones in India, will not they sell like hotcakes? And besides, if a company produces, understood, or manufactures goods, understood, what will be like? Those products will be less, understood, will be cheap, because India has become a manufacturing hub. But you know what happened? If you look at the real picture, in India what has happened, do you know? All the companies in the world now sees India as a, as a place where they can do the, what is that called? To give the information about their products to the whole world, understood? They use India, means call centers, understood? IT sectors, information technology sectors, and what they generally do you know call centers? They will advertise, give the people information about the products that are being manufactured in different companies in the world. Let's suppose, if Apple, understood, comes up with a new phone that is much better than the previous ones, who will advertise these products? Who will talk about the products to the whole world? The salesmen, the customer care associates in the call centers, understood? So they will advertise, they will talk to the people, they will make calls to the ordinary people who will go for it. They will talk about the features, understood? They will talk about the latest features, the facilities of using this phone, and the people will get carried by the latest technology used in this phone, understood? They will buy it like anything, and that's how the products sell like hotcakes only because of the publicity work advertisement work done by different call centers like companies set up. But Indians, especially all the companies from the whole, from all over the world, depend on for marketing. They depend on Indian boys and girls, Indian youths for marketing. Understood? For advertisement campaign. Understood? They depend on Indian youth. Why do you know? Indian youths in India, there are 150 crore people. And what do these people do? A large number of Indian boys or Indian young people, educated people speak English. Understood? Number of speakers of English language is more than that of America, Britain, Australia and even US in India. Maybe you think India is a what? Multilingual country, or maybe in India many languages are spoken. But the number of English speakers in India is more than even a country. Why? Because we receive English education. And most of, at least at least 20% of India, if 20% of India speak English. Understood? What does it mean? If India has 150 crore people, then 20% speaking English, how many? Out of 150 crore?
70, 80, 70 lakhs.
Approximately 50 crore people speak English. If 20% of Indian, do you get it what I'm saying? Is it a joke?
No.
What is the population of Australia? What is the population of UK? What's the population of US? The number of speakers. So the entire world, all the companies of the world depend on Indians for advertisement of a product soon after it is launched. What? For marketing and advertisement by the Indian call centers, by the Indian boys and girls. That's the reason, if this customer support is taken by the companies from India. This is why they have their call centers in India. Even in California, Indians are making calls from California, from South, Bangalore, understood? And Gurgaon. These people, there are thousands of companies operating for different companies in the world. Understood? They get this work done from India. Another thing, as far as manufacturing is concerned, companies look for facilities. The companies look for water, electricity, cheap labor. Understood? The less restrictions for doing trade, the labor friendly laws. Understood? The flexible law. Understood? They look for those countries. So they go to countries like Mexico, Brazil for cheap labor. Even they go to China. Even they look for countries like India, because population of India is 150 crore. So they can get cheap labor. If they get cheap labor, if they get all the facilities, people, foreign companies friendly laws, if they remove the trade barriers, what will the countries do? The countries that do foreign direct investment, understood, they will look for those countries that meet their demands. If they see India is a very, very good country, they don't have trade restrictions, they do not impose tax, understood, they impose less tax, they will profit from it. Even they get cheap labor, if they get transport facilities, understood, they will come to your country because they will make bigger profit. Understood? So they look for profit, and if it is a profit making deal, they will not hesitate to do that. That is how Indian businesses, understood, India has taken or has become the world's third largest economy. Do you get it? What are the reasons you understand? How does the economy become liberal? You know?
Hmm.
How does the economy become when the trade restrictions, understood, or barriers is lifted? If you lift those barriers, what will happen? They will feel free to enter your country. Though this is the reason Indian economy has become a global economy. Globalization of India has taken place. Understood? And your economy become very strong. And what is the impact of globalization of Indian economy? Do you know? What is the impact? The ordinary people benefited from it. They can now make choices which phones to buy. Now they will either take what? Vivo or Samsung or
iPhone.
Android phone, like only Vivo is Oppo is there,
Redmi.
Redmi is there. So they will also go for those who are earned good, well, those who have get fat, those who are fat salaried, they will look for iPhones like Apple, isn't it? Even
Samsung.
their prices also ranges.
Samsung.
So this is how the globalization benefited the people. And there are many companies that were doing well in the market. Like before Corona, epidemic, pandemic, what happened? China was dominated. International market was dominated by China. When China lost what? Faith as a what? As the biggest market. Why? All the people in the world doubted China to be behind the outbreak of coronavirus. So, Indian companies, government of India stopped doing business with China. And they produced almost, started manufacturing, they became manufacturing hub for many big business houses, many big companies. They started setting up their plants in India, they made in India. As a result, in the price of mobile phones in India fell. Who benefited? Ultimately, Indian subscribers and Indian buyers benefited, ordinary people. Understood? Then, due to investment by foreign companies, what happened? Who benefited? Ordinary people got job. Indian employment problem to some extent got solved, isn't it? And who is benefiting from when India became hub, a destination for call centers or advertisement or publicity by the call centers? Which country?
US, America.
IT companies looked for India. Understood? So IT hub, India became, different places in India became, is sometimes what is that called? Bangalore is compared to Silicon Valley. Understood? Many companies are operating from Bangalore, the world famous company, isn't it? So this is how Indian economy became global economy, isn't it? India has become the third largest economy, and we are going to be 5 trillion economy, isn't it? So there is only profit, I must not say. There are some demerits also. Some people also suffered. What? The uneducated Indians. Due to presence of different companies, uneducated Indian got jobs, but there is no safety of the jobs. Suppose, there are many companies that now you buy things online. The Indian petty business houses, they suffered heavily. You are not going to their shops. Understood? As a result, they suffered. The shopkeepers suffered. Understood? And another thing was, the poor, uneducated Indians sometimes get jobs in those companies. But if they are driven out of the company, if they become jobless, if suddenly a multinational company sees that no, I am not profiting from business here, he will shift to some other place. As a result, those who became unemployed, they cannot get jobs. So what will they do? Unemployed Indians, now they cannot get jobs. But had they been educated, they would have got, because they would have got the experience certificate, they would have tried in other companies. Understood? So all we need to do is from now onwards we need to what? Gather minimum education. At least try, if you do not complete your graduation, try to at least clear class 12. That is how you can get to do some technical courses, ITI, technical education. You can go for do some engineering degrees also, civil engineer, understood, mechanical engineer. That's how you can contribute to the development. If you are working in those companies, you are contributing to the development of Indian economy, isn't it? So it is good to go global. For a country to go global is good, and for people of the country is also good, isn't it? If a country goes global, the people in it also benefit from it, isn't it? Because you see, you get to have all the things, understood? If something happens in America, you get what? The ripple in India, because it has become like a sea or river. If you throw a stone, understood, into the water, the ripples comes or reaches India also. As India has become what? A part of the world. India has become a global village. Do you get it? So, another thing, WTO, World Trade Organization. What is this? This World Trade, WTO is always telling other countries that have not yet allowed FDI, foreign direct. They are always requesting you lift what? The trade barriers and become a part of the global economy. Understood? That's how they are advising people. This is the work that is done by World Trade Organization. If the World Trade Organization is alive, why? Is there only because the world trade is going on. All the countries is doing the trading or doing business together. And earlier the trades happened thousands of years back or hundreds of years back. What happened? Business took place, but it was not like it is today. Today, if we see Americans as our next door neighbor. Why? Even the ordinary people can place order for things manufactured in America. They can send emails, or they can, if they want to buy something. If you are a little company, you can buy products manufactured in China. There are many small companies. I'm telling you. Suppose if you are looking for if you are running a small business, suppose like bucket manufacturing machine or glass, paper cup, understood? You can buy your products from business houses or companies from outside China, or maybe there are some companies in China, small companies, they sell even to foreign buyers, understood? They can send mails, a tiny company, understood, can enter into a deal with those companies. You say in these things, understood? Nowadays English has made the business between different countries possible, because the whole world speaks English, right or not? So they can enter into a deal. They can buy, it means even a tiny company can buy a thing from produced or manufactured in China, and if that thing, they will look at their profit. If they buy it from China, if this thing is bought for 40,000 in China, it will be sold for 30 lakhs in India. They will not hesitate. Suppose to bring that product from China, they will have to incur, or they have to spend, suppose to bring a machine costing 40,000 in China, to bring it to India, you have to spend like 2 lakhs. 3 lakhs total, buying and bringing. Understood? After that, when you sell it to Indian buyers, you are selling it for, suppose if you sell it for 20 lakhs, you are profiting or not?
Profit.
17 lakhs profit. So the world has become what?
12 lakh.
A heaven on earth. Because once we do business with one another, we become a part of the international market, isn't it? The whole world has become a global market. Now, buying a product selling in American market for a person in India is not difficult. In anything being sold in New York market can be bought by a person living in Kolkata or Chennai or Mumbai. Understood? He sees the world market as the market next door or next to his house. Am I right or not? The internet. The internet has made the what? Communication. The whole world one market. One global market. And if the world has become a global market, so for a buyer, for a person, for an ordinary person, ordinary buyer, buying a product being sold in New York market or Tokyo market is not out of his reach. Is it? It will be at a stone's throw from his house. So I'll buy it from. Suppose he is talking. Suppose if a man is in need of a washing machine or a Xerox machine, so he first talks to a company in Calcutta. Suppose he has a smartphone. Just listen to me. He has got a smartphone. He is making. Internet is giving you numbers. Internet. If you look for, I want to buy a washing machine from American market. If you tell Google, Google will give the numbers of the companies selling in Tokyo market, in New York market, in China market, in a Chinese city, or in Singapore. Understood? So he will try all the numbers selling this Xerox machine in different countries. First he talked to Calcutta company. The Calcutta company is saying, I will buy it for 5 lakhs. Then he tried talking to Germany is the best manufacturer, is the best place for Xerox machine. Germany makes the best Xerox machines. So the person can make choices. It has given globalization. It has given choices, isn't it? He can make choices. An ordinary person. So he decides to try what?
Germany.
German bazaar, German market. He talks to a business house in Germany, and he says, "How much will you take if I want this kind of Xerox machine, and I want my Xerox machine to perform these functions?" Understood? So that person in that from Germany will say, "Yeah, we have a machine, but how much will it cost, including carriage charges? Like if I bring it to India from your country, you also add that." Understood? You send the thing, you just take the price of the machine, including carrying charges to India. If you are sending it by plane, cargo, you also add that. Then that person will do the calculation and he will say that the product is in Indian currency, it will come to around 40,000. And carrying charges, if I add carrying charges to your home in India, it will be around 1 lakh 40,000, and for this we need 1 lakh, including all the charges included. So you are profiting. Whereas you are buying it from Indian market for 5 lakhs, You are buying it for what?
1 lakh.
100. Suppose if you buy it for 4 lakhs from Germany, then 1 lakh less. But people doesn't want to go into hurdle, into a big deal. Understood? But there are people who buy from outside. There are people, am I right or not? There are people who buy. The creamy layer of the society buys, go for deals like that. But the ordinary, the people at the grassroots level will not what? Run the risk of buying a product from American market, German market, But a time will come when the people will do things like that, isn't it? Am I right or not? I'm sorry. I think today's class has become pretty lengthy one. I don't know whether it was it a boring one or not, but I tried my best. I don't know whether I've given you a very clear picture of globalization and Indian economy or not, but I tried. But I'll explain it in, if you want, in our next classes. I will try my best to explain the same thing in Bengali and English. Is that clear? Thank you. Bye. And if you think that you have benefited from this class, please don't hesitate to share it with those who you love and your nearest and dearest ones. And if your friends have someone to share it with, they can also feel free to do that. And if you have not liked my class, you don't hesitate to dislike it. Thank you. Bye.